All right, on this next video, we're going to look at lines and transversals, specifically parallel lines and transversals. It's a very short video, but you've got to make sure that you get the terms down because we're going to do some special things with those a little bit later on. All right, so now with parallel lines and transversals. Remember, our parallel lines, they're lines that are in the same plane. And that same plane part is something new that we've added. Before, you didn't have to worry about different planes, but now in geometry we have different ones. So these are lines that are in the same plane that never intersect. And a transversal is something we have not seen before. A transversal is a line that intersects two or more lines at multiple points. So for example, something like that might be, so there are my two lines, and this line right there, let me go ahead and change color with it. But this line right here is going to be, and I'll make that in, let's go with the maroon color. Okay, so this line right here is actually going to be our transversal. Okay, so it's that line in maroon. Now that transversal, notice it intersects those two different lines, two different places. Let me just show you a quick example of something that is not a transversal. So if I have something like this, I've got those three lines. I've got two lines that intersect, a third line that intersects them, but they intersect each other at the exact same point. That does not make any of those transversals. Okay, the only one that's a transversal is this one that we have in maroon here. All right, now on this next slide, a lot of vocabulary terms. Make sure that you have these down because we're going to use these a ton over the next couple of days, and you're going to use these a bunch in your project that we have coming up. All right, so we're going to look at angle pairs that are formed by two lines and they're transversal. All right, so after I go through the definition, we'll go back down here to the picture and I'll show you where some of those angles are. All right, so alternate interior angles. Those are angles that are on opposite sides of transversal. So here are transversals, this line right here that I'm hovering over. And they're in between the other two lines. So an example of alternate interior angles would be like angle 1 and 2. I can also do the same thing here with 3 and 4. Those would be a pair of alternate interior angles. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4 alternate interior. All right, now let's look at alternate exterior. Alternate exterior angles are angles that are on opposite sides of transversal and outside. So I'm still going to use angle 1 and angle 2 as a pair, but now I'm going to move them outside the two lines. So angle 1 and angle 2 would be an example of alternate exterior angles. There's another pair, and I'll move 3 and 4 to those, and those are alternate exterior angles. Okay, so 1 and 2 are alternate exterior, 3 and 4 are alternate exterior. All right, next angle pair we'll talk about is our corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are in the same basic position, so I'm going to continue to keep 1 and 2 as a pair. So if I look at angles 1 and 2, those two are corresponding angles. They're in the same position. 2 is above that line to the right of the transversal. 1 is above a line and to the right of the transversal. Okay, so those are corresponding. And I'll put 3 and 4 in a pair. So let's say I put 3 there and 4 could be there. Those two are corresponding below and to the left. 4 is below and to the left. Okay, so those are corresponding angles. Last pair are same side interior angles. So continue using the same pair. Angle, if I move it in here, angle 1 and angle 2 are same side interior because they're on the same side of the transversal and in between the other two lines. Same thing here with 3 and 4. Those are same side interior. Another term that you might see with these would also be called consecutive interior. Let me write that in here for you. So consecutive. Okay, so that's another term that you might see it as. Okay, so your same side interior, you could also see them as consecutive. It means the exact same thing, just got a couple different ways that we could name it. All right, so that's it. The vocabulary, have these terms down for class because we're going to use these quite a bit here in the next couple of days.